Bonjour les amis, today we are finishing off with more irregular pronominal verbs in the present tense and some of the other tenses too, because it's good to see them side by side. These are our gangster pronominal verbs. Se dire, one of our biggest gangsters, what does it mean? To say or to tell oneself or to tell one another. Let's conjugate it. Je me, we need the present tense of dire. Je me dis, dis. Tu te dis, dis. Il, elle, on se. Dis sounds the same, but it's now spelt with a T, D-I-T. Nous, nous. Disons, remember S between two vowels, Z sound. Disons. Vous, vous. This is an irregular vous conjugation. It does not end in EZ. It is dit. Dit, dit, dit. It ends in ES instead of EZ. How bizarre. And the final one, il, elle, se disent. Dis, 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 disons, dites, disent. This is an essential verb to know because it is one of the most commonly used. Past participle, s'être dit. dit. It's one of our cup of tea past participles. How would you say then, I tell myself that it's better like that? Je me dis que c'est mieux comme ça. Now, there is another word better, which is meilleur. But meilleur is only used with nouns. It is an adjective. When you are talking about an action and you use better, you need the word mieux, which is an adverb. So you would say, this wine is better. Because wine is a noun, you would say, ce vin est meilleur. But it's better. It's is a verb, so you use mieux. C'est mieux. Do you always tell each other the truth? Vous vous dites toujours la vérité? They're telling each other lies. Lies, mensonge, mensonge. Ils ou elles se disent des mensonges. To lie, mentir. A lie, the noun, mensonge, or a liar, another noun, is for a man, menteur, and for a woman, menteuse. We don't tell each other anything anymore since his father's death. So when you get not anything and not anymore together, the order is PR, like personal relations, PR, plus rien. Nous nous disons plus rien depuis la mort de son père. On se dit plus rien depuis la mort de son père. You have to tell each other the truth using il faut que, which comes from the verb falloir. Il faut que vous vous disiez la vérité. So you've taken the spelling of the third person plural, the they conjugation, il, elle, you've taken off the ENT, and the ending for vous is IEZ, disiez. So all the endings are, il faut que je me dise, tu te dises, il, elle, on se dise, nous nous disions, vous vous disiez, il, elle se disent. It is the il, elle stem, the third person plural, the they stem. We have to tell each other the truth. Il faut que nous nous disions la vérité. If you want to avoid the subjunctive, you could use devoir plus infinitive. Nous devons nous dire la vérité. Il faut qu'on se dise la vérité. Or, on doit se dire la vérité. We used to tell each other everything at the time. So used to is the imperfect. For the imperfect, you need the nous stem of the present tense. Nous nous disions tout à l'époque. When you're talking about at the time, in the past, they use the word époque. Époque does exist in English, E-P-O-C-H, but we don't use it anymore. But the French use it an awful lot. À l'époque, at the time. On se disait tout à l'époque. They used to tell each other everything at the time. So again, used to brings up the imperfect. Il ou elle se disait tout à l'époque. So let's look at se dire in the tenses and moods that we've looked at so far. Present tense. Je me dis, tu te dis, il, elle, on se dit, nous, nous disons, vous, vous dites, il, elle se disent. You need to know the present tense to help you to form the other constructions because, for example, with the imperfect we use the nous stem. So you take the dis and you take off the ons. Now I know you might think, well, why can't I just take the il, elle stem? That's because for other verbs then you run into problems when there are spelling changes. So, I used to tell myself, or I was telling myself, or if it's something that you did repeatedly or continuously, the conjugation is je me disais, tu te disais, il, elle, on se disait, nous, nous disions, vous, vous disiez, il, elle se disait. The first three and the last one sound the same, even though that last one, the il, elle conjugation, has that really long ENT at the end of it, but it's still pronounced disait, like the first three. Je me disais, tu te disais, il, elle, on se disait. The only two that sound different are the nous, nous disions, vous, vous disiez. The subjunctive, which comes after things like il faut que or vouloir que, desires, doubts, etc. So you take the il, elle stem, so here it's dis, you take off the ent. So for example, il faut que or il veut que je me dise, tu te dises, il, elle, on se dise, nous, nous disions, vous, vous disiez, il, elle se disent. Notice that the nous and vous are the same as the imperfect, but the context will tell you what is being said. And the present perfect for completed actions in the past, we need to use the auxiliary verb être because all pronominal verbs use the auxiliary verb être. And your reflexive pronoun, the me, te, etc. has to go before the part of être. Je me suis dit, past participle, dit, cup of tea. Je me suis dit, tu t'es dit, il, elle, on s'est dit, nous nous sommes dit, vous vous êtes dit, ils, elles se sont dit. Se faire, another common verb, faire. To make oneself or to make each other. Let's conjugate it in the present tense. Je me fais. Tu te fais. F-A-I-S for both of those. Il, elle, on se fait. Sounds the same but spelled with a T this time. Nous, nous faisons. Faisons. Sounds like pheasant. Faisons. Vous, vous. Alert, it's not an EZ. There are very few of these. Vous, vous faites. We've got dit and faites. Il, elle, on, se. This is one of the 4 verbs that does not end in ENT for the il, elle, they conjugation. It's font. Font, we've got font, we've got on, we've got sont, we've got vont. The rest end in ENT. Past participle, another cup of tea. S'être fait. I make myself a good salary. Je me fais un bon salaire. Okay, ary words become air in French. Like necessary, nécessaire. Vocabulary, vocabulaire. She's making herself a birthday cake. Elle se fait un gâteau d'anniversaire. Se faire virer. So faire is used in a lot of expressions. Se faire virer means to get thrown out or to get sacked. He's getting sacked because he's always late. So a lot of pronominal verbs are passive. It's like you're getting things done to you. Il se fait virer parce qu'il est toujours en retard. Okay, if you said tard, tard means late, for example, in the day or late in the morning or late in the afternoon. If you are late somewhere and you should have been there sooner, you need to use en retard. The French differentiate between the two. Se faire plaisir, to treat or to enjoy oneself. I'm treating myself today. I'm going to do the shops. Je me fais plaisir aujourd'hui. Je vais faire les magasins. Okay, to do the shops, faire les magasins. To go shopping, as in grocery shopping, faire les courses. Se faire larguer is to be dumped or to be dropped. So we've got a broken heart, you've been dumped, and then a pint of lager there to help you with the sound. It's larguer. Now the reason there's a U after the G in larguer is because G followed by E or I is a soft sound. So to make it a hard sound, they've stuck in a U. That only applies for E and I because G is naturally hard if it's followed by any of the other vowels, A, U and O. Julia is being dumped by Monique. Julien se fait larguer par Monique. No, Monique is being dumped by Julien. No, Monique se fait larguer par Julien. Se faire du souci pour, to worry about. Souci is a worry. They're worried about you, addressing to. Ils ou elles se font, don't forget it's font, du souci pour toi. When we did the expressions using en, we came across this one. Ne t'en fais pas. Ne t'en fais pas. It's another way of saying, don't worry. The en means about it. We can drop it in English, you can't in French. Ne t'en fais pas. Don't worry about it. How would you say then, addressing vous, don't worry about me? We've got two different options here. You could say, ne vous faites pas de soucis pour moi. Okay, often the de is swallowed. Pas de soucis pour moi. Or, ne vous en faites pas pour moi. Another nice expression is no worries, pas de soucis, which is short for il n'y a pas de soucis. I could just say pas de soucis. Se faire descendre par is to be killed or to be shot, or we use to be taken down. So we use the word down as well sometimes. He got killed in 1988. Il s'est fait descendre en 1988. Do you need to revise your numbers? Have you done it yet? I've mentioned it a few times now. Don't put it off, they're important. Se faire insulter, to be insulted. There are lots of these expressions with faire. Se faire tout petit or se faire toute petite is to make oneself small, but it means when you are ashamed of yourself. You make yourself small, you want to disappear. Another useful one is ne pas se faire. To not be done, as in it's not the done thing. Se mettre les coudes sur la table en mangeant, ça ne se fait pas. To put one's elbows on the table while eating isn't the done thing. Se faire avoir, to be had. Addressing to, you've been had. In the past. Tu t'es fait avoir. Se faire prendre, to be caught. Il risque de se faire prendre s'il continue comme ça. He risks getting caught if he carries on like that. Se faire comprendre, to be understood, to make oneself understood, or to get by. Elle se fait comprendre dans 3 langues, en anglais, en français et en espagnol. She gets by in 3 languages, in English, in French and in Spanish. Se faire belle, se faire beau, to make oneself beautiful or handsome. I have to make myself beautiful for tonight's outing. So an outing is the same word as exit, sortie. So on this exit site, to remind you that sortie is feminine, we have a lady's head. Il faut que je me fasse belle ou beau pour la sortie de ce soir. So, faire has a very irregular subjunctive. The stem is F-A-S-S, fasse. So, il faut que je me fasse, que tu te fasses, il, elle, on se fasse, que nous nous fassions, que vous vous fassiez, que il, elle se fasse. Important one to know because it's used a lot. Se faire plus infinitive, to have or to get something done or made for oneself. Like Lady Muck. Vous vous faites couler un bain? Are you having a bath run for you or getting a bath run for you? Lucky old you. Nous nous faisons faire les ongles. We're getting our nails done. So often these pronominal verbs are very passive, having things done. Les touristes se font souvent voler. So this one is funny because it looks like the tourists are actually being stolen, but it means they are getting themselves robbed. Okay, tourists are often robbed. Se faire à is the same as s'habituer à. Se faire à means to get used to something or to get one's head around something. Je ne m'y fais pas. I can't get used to it. I can't get used to them. The E replaces the a plus the concept. So you could have said instead, je ne m'y habitue pas. So I can't get used to it. I can't get my head around it. Are you getting used to it? Are you getting used to them? Tu t'y fais? You could say tu t'y habitues. Vous vous y faites? Vous vous y habituez? S'en aller. Frequently used to say to leave, to go away, to be off. Let's conjugate it. Je m'en, we've got to conjugate aller in the present tense. Je m'en vais. Very irregular verb this. Tu t'en vas, VAS. Il, elle, en s'en va, VA. Nous nous en allons. Vous vous en allez. Il, elle, s'en, carefully, vont. We've got en, vont, s'en, font. Past participle, s'être en aller. Using to. Are you going or are you leaving? Tu t'en vas? I'm going now, I'm leaving now. Je m'en vais maintenant. We're going or we're leaving soon. We're going or we're leaving soon. So either on s'en va bientôt or nous nous en allons bientôt. Why are they going? Why are they leaving? Pourquoi ils ou elles s'en vont? I have to leave using il faut que. Okay, subjunctive. It's a cheeky one. Il faut que je m'en aille. Aille. It's the Rolling Stones one. Aille. We have to leave using il faut que. It's so cheeky. It's either il faut qu'on s'en aille or il faut que nous nous en allions. But look at the spelling of allions. It's cheeky. Do you have to leave? Il faut que tu t'en ailles or il faut que vous vous en alliez. Again, look at the spelling difference. We've got aille and then allier. So cheeky, this one. He wants them to leave. So to want is a desire. It takes the subjunctive. And you have to say in French, he wants that they leave. Il veut qu'il ou qu'elle s'en aille. So the subjunctive of aller is here. Je m'en aille, tu t'en ailles, il, elle, on s'en aille. And the last one, the they conjugation, sounds the same, but it's got the ENT on it, which is silent. Il, elle, s'en aille. The two that are quirky here is the nous nous en allions, vous vous en alliez. Sans vouloir is another en expression, which means to be mad at, to blame oneself, mad at each other or to blame each other. Je m'en veux. What does it mean? I'm mad at myself or I blame myself. They blame each other. Il ou elles s'en veulent. Are you mad at yourself using vous? Vous vous en voulez? Okay, did you remember how to conjugate vouloir, another irregular but highly used verb? It is one of our essential verbs. So, je m'en veux with an X. Tu t'en veux with an X. Il, elle, en s'en veut sounds the same but spelt with a T. Nous nous en voulons goes back to the spelling of the infinitive, as nous and vous often does. Vous vous en voulez. Now we go back to this VEU spelling for the they conjugation. Ils, elles s'en veulent, with the last sound being the L. Ils, elles s'en veulent. You mustn't blame yourselves. Subjunctive, Mr. Philosopher's there. Il ne faut pas que vous vous en vouliez. You've got the extra I in there for the subjunctive. Now again, this is an irregular one. Je m'en veuille, tu t'en veuilles, il, elle, on s'en veuille. Nous nous en voulions, back to the spelling of the infinitive. Vous vous en vouliez, and back to the I, you, il, elle s'en veuille. Se tenir, tenir, a very important verb. To hold, to carry, or to behave oneself or each other. Je me tiens, T-I-E-N-S. Tu te tiens, same again. Il, elle, on se tient with a T. Nous nous tenons. There's no I in that one. It's gone back to the spelling of the infinitive, the stem. Vous vous tenez. And then we go back to the strangeness. Il, elle se tiennent with a double N. Tiennent. Past participle, s'être tenu. Why are you holding yourself like that? Pourquoi tu te tiens comme ça? Why is he holding his head like that? They would say, why is he holding himself the head like that? Pourquoi il se tient la tête comme ça? You have to hold each other's hand. Subjunctive. Il faut que vous vous teniez, you've got the extra I in there, la main. Je me tienne. So this actually does follow the normal pattern. We're taking the they conjugation. Okay. The only problem is with the nous and vous. It changes there. This is why it's irregular, because of the nous and vous. Je me tienne, tu te tiennes, il, elle, on se tiennent, nous nous tenions, vous vous teniez, il, elle se tiennent. Se tenir au courant. Courant is the current. Okay? It means to stay informed, to keep up to date. Using to. Do you keep up to date with French current affairs? Current affairs are les actualités. Because if somebody says actuellement, it doesn't mean actually. It's a false friend. It means at the moment. So these are the at the moment things, les actualités. Tu te tiens au courant des actualités françaises? Remember, the adjective has to agree with the noun. It's feminine plural, française. He has to keep himself up to date with French current affairs. Il faut qu'il se tienne au courant des actualités françaises. To stand up is to hold oneself on end. Debout. Bout means end. They're standing by the bar. Il ou elle se tiennent debout près du bar. Instead of that, you could just use être plus debout. Ils, elles sont. They are standing. Ils ou elles sont debout près du bar. Might be easier, but the other one you may come across. So you don't have to use it, but it helps for understanding. Stand up! Addressing vous. Like, hold yourselves on end. It doesn't sound strange in French. Tenez-vous debout! You could just shout, debout! Stand up, addressing tu. Tiens-toi debout. To hold on to, you put se tenir à. They're not holding the banister. Banister is rampe, la rampe, une rampe. Il ou elle ne se tiennent pas à la rampe. Using to. Hold onto the banister. Hold yourself onto it. Tiens-toi à la rampe. Okay, using vous. Hold on to me. Hold yourselves onto me. Tenez-vous à moi. Have a guess what this means. Ces chaussures ne me tiennent pas aux pieds. Okay, so it sounds like these shoes don't hold on to my feet. It's a way of saying in French they don't fit. They're too big. So to behave well, not to behave badly, or to have good or bad posture is se tenir bien or tenir tranquille for good, or se tenir mal for bad. Vous vous tenez bien ou vous vous tenez tranquille. Bravo les gamins. You're behaving well. Well done, kids. Tiens-toi bien, Julien. So either behave yourself or stand up straight, Julien. Tu te tiens mal, Monique. Either you have bad posture or you're misbehaving, Monique. Se tenir à des potes. Les potes is slang word for friends. It means like friends, mates. Se retenir. Okay, so it's conjugated the same as tenir. You just put re in front of it. So to hold oneself back or to stop or control oneself. Se maintenir, to maintain or to keep oneself or each other. Se soutenir, to support oneself or each other. So to hold oneself back or to stop or control oneself, se retenir. So remember the re either stands for the equivalent of either back or again in English. She holds herself back in class. Elle se retient en classe. Why don't you control yourself? Pourquoi tu ne te retiens pas? Pourquoi vous ne vous retenez pas? You can drop the ne in speaking, which makes it easier to say. Pourquoi tu te retiens pas? Pourquoi vous vous retenez pas? Using nous. We have to control ourselves. Il faut que nous nous retenions. Retenir can be used if somebody needs to go to the toilet. You might just say, hold on a bit, retiens-toi. Les toilettes sont pas loin, the toilets aren't far. They're stopping themselves from laughing. Il ou elle se retiennent de rire. She's holding back from crying. Elle se retient de pleurer. So from is de pleurer. Why don't they control themselves? Pourquoi il ou elle ne se retiennent pas? Control yourself. Retiens-toi, retenez-vous. To maintain or keep up or keep oneself or each other. Se maintenir. Je me maintiens en forme. I keep myself fit. You have to keep yourself fit. Il faut que tu te maintiennes en forme. Or, il faut que vous vous mainteniez en forme. To support oneself or each other. Se soutenir. We never support each other anymore. So never plus not anymore. It's a pajama situation, isn't it? Plus jamais. On ne se soutient plus jamais. In speaking, drop the ne, it's easier to say. On se soutient plus jamais. Nous ne nous soutenons plus jamais. Bit of a mouthful, just drop the ne. Nous nous soutenons plus jamais. Nobody will bat an eyelid. So there we have really delved into pronominal verbs. They are used a lot in French, not in English, but they are used a lot in French, so it's good to get to grips with how to use them. So in the present tense, you have to have your reflexive pronouns, the myself, yourself, himself, etc. Me, te, ce, nous, vous, ce. Je me, tu, te, il, se, elle, se, on se, nous, vous, il, se, elle, se. And in the past, you need to use them with the auxiliary verb être. And now, your reflexive pronouns, the me, te, etc. go before the part of être. Je me suis. Then you have your past participle. Tu, t'es, il, c'est, elle, c'est, on sait, nous sommes, vous, vous êtes, ils and elles se sont. Bravo les amis, c'est fini. À la prochaine fois.